Well, folks, it's always fun to visit with Frank Cordero from the Des Moines Catholic Worker. And now for our final segment of the evening, we have a real treat. Frankie Catherine Trammell is going, well, I'm going to let her tell you what she's going to do. Frankie, hello.
Hi, Chuck. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. I'm so glad to hear you.
Okay, good, good. Well, I can't wait to hear your segment, and I'm going to let you just jump right in.
Thank you, Chuck. And thanks to our beautiful audience for joining me and Chuck tonight. It's my great pleasure to take you on a journey with Frankie's stories. So tonight it's not just a journey through time and history, but through music, lights, and the can skirts of one of the most iconic places in the world, the Moulin Rouge.
Ooh.
Yes. So, Montmartre is a historic and artistic neighborhood in Paris, France. It is located on a hill in the northern part of the city. It is best known for its bohemian past, vibrant artistic community, and stunning views of Paris from the Basilica of Sacré-Cœur, which sits at its summit. So located at the foot of Montmartre, the Moulin Rouge is more than just a cabaret. It's a symbol of freedom, of artistic rebellion, of Parisian joie de vivre, enjoyment of life. So let's now step back to the end of the 19th century, to the Belle Epoque, when Paris was the creative and cultural capital of the world. The Moulin Rouge opened its doors in 1889, the same year the Eiffel Tower was unveiled, and that alone tells you how electric and ambitious Paris was at that time. It was founded by Joseph Euler and Charles Zidler, two showmen with bold vision. Their goal was simple yet daring: to create a place where people of all backgrounds, rich and poor, artists and aristocrats, could gather together for one purpose: being entertained. The name Moulin Rouge means red windmill, and it is no accident. The red windmill on its roof was a symbol of Montmartre's past, when real windmills dotted the hill and the area was basically just a rustic village outside Paris. But why red paint? But that was pure marketing, a bold color to catch the eye and give a hint about the passion and mischief within. So unlike the traditional theaters of the time, the Moulin Rouge broke the boundaries. It combined elements of theater, dance, music, and circus. Most famous, it introduced the can-can, the dance, a high-kicking, high-energy dance with both that was both scandalous and exhilarating, something craziness. But to understand why the Moulin Rouge became such a sensation, we need to talk about its setting. The late 1800s were a time of transformation. Paris was booming. Artists, writers, thinkers were pushing boundaries. And Montmartre, the neighborhood where Moulin Rouge was built, was the center of bohemian life. It was gritty, rebellious, and very alive. Can you imagine walking into the Moulin Rouge in 1890? The air is thick with perfume, cigar smoke, aristocrats sitting beside starving artists, dancers flirting with writers, champagne flowing freely. And behind the velvet curtains, anything could be possible. It was a melting pot of class, talent, and chaos. Montmartre held on to its bohemian soul that attracted artists, writers, and different kind of free spirits. Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec was among the most famous guests of Moulin Rouge. I'd like to give you a brief look at one of the most distinctive and influential artists of the late 19th century, Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec. His art immortalized the Moulin's dancers, drinkers, and dreamers. Through his vivid, expressive posters, Moulin Rouge became not just a venue, but a symbol of Montmartre itself. Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec was born in 1864 into an aristocratic family in South France. And even though he came from privilege, his life was shaped by physical hardship. Due to a genetic condition, he suffered from fragile bones. And after breaking both legs when in his early teens, his legs stopped growing, and leaving him with a child-sized lower body and a full-sized torso. He grew only to 4 feet 11 inches and struggled with chronic pain and mobility issues. So these challenges pushed him toward art, where he could find freedom, identity, and acceptance. He studied painting in Paris, but quickly left the traditional art and totally immersed himself in the vibrant, chaotic district of Montmartre, which was home to artists, outcasts, entertainers. Montmartre in the 1880s and 90s was alive with creativity and rebellion, so Toulouse-Lautrec found his true calling. He was capturing the spirit of Bohemian Paris through his art. When the Moulin Rouge opened in 1889, Lautrec became a regular almost immediately. He wasn't just a guest. He actually became part of the fabric of the place. And the cabaret owners even gave him a reserved table in exchange for creating posters and promotional artwork. Dancers, very famous dancers like La Goulou and Jane Avril became stars thanks in part to his art. He portrayed these dancers with both elegance and raw honesty. So they were not just the entertainers, but real people full of character and complexity. Toulouse-Lautrec's work combined bold lines, striking colors, and what was especially peculiar, poster-like flatness that was inspired by Japanese prints. He became a pioneer of lithography, transforming posters from simple advertisements into serious collectible art. Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec didn't just paint the Moulin Rouge. He gave it a voice, a face, a personality. He turned nightlife into fine art, and it helped make cabaret culture an essential part of Parisian identity. Despite his physical limitations, he saw and celebrated the beauty of others, especially the marginalized and misunderstood ones. And his legacy is not only in galleries, but in living this myth of Moulin Rouge itself. By the time of his death in 1901, he died at the age of 36. Toulouse-Lautrec had created over 700 paintings and thousands of drawings. And though he died young due to alcohol abuse and illness, his art still lives on. So what made the Moulin Rouge so special? Why did it capture the world's imagination? There are a few things. First, of course, is the atmosphere. The Moulin Rouge was a place where social boundaries dissolved. Royalty could sit beside writers, businessmen beside ballerinas. It was like a safe haven for the eccentric and free-spirited people. Then, of course, its performances. The Can-Can was the headline act. but it was just the beginning, because Moulin Rouge combined dance, music, and risky humor in a way that was shocking, sensible, bourgeois, but delighted everyone else. But yes, the costumes were extravagant, the choreography was wild, and the energy totally infectious. Of course, I really need to know that there is definitely inclusivity and forward-thinking spirit in Moulin Rouge. Long before the world started talking about empowerment, the Moulin Rouge gave its stage to powerful women, powerful artists, dancers like La Goulou and Jane Avril were stars on their own. They were not just the background performers, they were the headliners, personalities, artists. And Moulin Rouge was giving them the platform and the audience. And of course, Moulin Rouge became so popular because of its adaptability. Over the decades, it has reinvented itself. It survived wars, changing fashions and evolving taste, and still it's open till this day. Of course, Moulin Rouge has always attracted celebrity from early day till the present. So let me share a few stories. La Goulou, the original queen of the can-can, had a reputation for her outrageous behavior. So legend has it, she once recognized the future King Edward VII in the audience and cheekily kicked off his top hat in the middle of the dance. And rather than being scandalized, the prince laughed and then returned the next night. Then Charlie Chaplin visited Moulin Rouge in the 1920s during one of his tours in Europe. And he was fascinated by cabaret's artistry, and especially the way humor and movement were used to tell stories. And it was something that he would later use to perfect in silent movies. Edith Piaf, an outstanding French singer, famous France's beloved Sparrow, that's how they called her. She sang at the Moulin Rouge in the 1940s, and her voice, if someone hadn't listened to her, I would totally recommend going on YouTube. So her voice, raw and emotional, brought tears to the eyes of the audience, especially after war. It's said that during one of her performances, an entire room fell into silence as she sang her famous La Vie en Rose. Then Frank Sinatra was also a fan, and during the 1950s, he came to Paris and visited the cabaret. He sat in the front row, and he was nodding to the beat and was obviously captivated and delighted. In the most recent years, celebrities from Elton John to Nicole Kidman, who portrayed a Moulin dancer in Baz Luhrmann's movie Moulin Rouge, 2001, have paid tribute to the French icon as well. And how could I forget the visit from Queen Elizabeth II herself in 1957. She was dressed in her regal finery and attended a special performance. And the press called it a royal evening in a den of glamour.
A nice turn of phrase.
The Moulin Rouge hasn't stood still. During both world wars, it closed its doors temporarily, but after each dark period, it returned, and more radiant than ever. In the 1950s, it became a venue for elaborate revue shows. The dancers still performed the can-can, but now they were also dazzling stage sets and exotic themes and international stars. In the 1980s, a new show called Fury was launched, featuring over 100 artists, including 60 Doris girls, which all were trained in classic ballet. This show is still running today, and it's a stunning mix of tradition and modern spectacle. Today, Moulin Rouge is both a historical site, but also a living, breathing part of Parisian nightlife. No story about Moulin Rouge would be complete without mentioning how it has ignited the imagination of filmmakers, playwrights, and musicians for over a century. Moulin Rouge, directed by Baz Luhrmann, is perhaps the most internationally recognized portrayal of the Moulin Rouge in the recent decades, starring Nicole Kidman as Satine, a courtesan and a star performer, and Ewan McGregor as a young poet. The movie was groundbreaking for its time and blending modern pop songs with the 19th century setting and telling a tragic love story. Definitely one of my favorite musicals as a teenager. And then we also have the Moulin Rouge, the actual musical of 2018. It is based on the 2001 film, but this Broadway and West End musical takes the story of Christian and Satine to the stage. It premiered in Boston in 2018, and before moving to Broadway in 2019, where it became a major hit. The stage version expanded the film's soundtrack. So they also added songs by Adele, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, and many more. The musical won 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, and has toured internationally, keeping Moulin Rouge's spirit alive for the new generation. So it can be good here. The way the musical was made, it has stylized visuals and music mashups and emotional depth, and actually the movie earned 8 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture, and it won Best Art Direction and Best Costume Design, and reintroduced the world to the bohemian spirit of Paris. Though I think the movie is brilliant. The costumes are amazing. Everything is so wild, so bright, vivid. So I also really enjoyed these musical versions of popular songs. One of the best covers would be Your Song, which was originally performed by Elton John, and then covered by Ewan McGregor, who played Christian in 2001 film. And the stage musical. Christian, the young poet, sings this song to his beloved one, Satine, as a declaration of love. It is performed with raw emotion, and it's not just a pop ballad, but kind of romantic showstopper. Another great cover version in the film is Lady Marmalade, originally performed by La Belle in 1974 and covered by Christina Aguilera, Lil Kim, Mia, and Pink for the Moulin Rouge soundtrack. In the musical, it is part of the Welcome to the Moulin Rouge medley, and it sets the whole tone for the sultry cabaret world. Then also I want to mention a dramatic and passionate tango performed while Christian is consumed by jealousy and heartbreak, and it is accompanied by a great cover version of a song named Roxanne, originally performed by the Police. But it was reimagined as El Tango de Roxanne, and it is one of the most emotionally intense scenes in the whole musical. One more outstanding song, Diamonds Are the Girl's Best Friends, originally made by Marilyn Monroe, 1953.
Oh, yeah.
And, and it found its new life as a mashup with Madonna's Material Girl. and it was
Ah,
performed by
interesting.
stunning Nicole Kidman in a scene when she was trying to seduce a vicious duke. And this combination plays with themes of wealth, power, illusion. But long before Baz Luhrmann's musical, director John Huston created a dramatic biopic centered around Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec, the painter that we recently talked about. So the movie explores his personal struggles, his art, and the world of the cabaret, but because it so deeply inspired him. It starred Jose Ferrer in a dual role. He played Toulouse-Lautrec and his father, and won 2 Academy Awards. It's more subdued, more introspective take on the Moulin Rouge, focused more on the melancholy behind the beauty. Through these films and plays, the Moulin Rouge has transcended its physical location. It has become a mythic stage where love, loss, art, and rebellion unfold again and again. The story changes, the costumes evolve, but the heart of the Moulin is celebration of life and expression. It's still the same, still there. Beyond film, the Moulin Rouge has inspired songs, books, fashion shows, and even Vegas productions. Its influence is actually everywhere, from Madonna's costumes to Beyonce's performances. We can call it a brand, yes, but more importantly, it's a symbol of artistry, of passion, and of Paris that never sleeps. So, what is the Moulin Rouge really? It's a building, a red windmill at the base of a hill. But it's also a whole world of music, dance, laughter, and freedom. And I think it's a place where reality bends a little and where dreams come alive under the stage lights. More than 130 years ago, after its opening, Moulin Rouge still welcomes people from all over the world. Every night, tourists and locals get together under red sails to be a part of the magic. I think what's really important that it reminds us that even in the darkest times, there is still place for spectacle, for daring art. And I think as long as we hunger for beauty, for rebellion, for joy, Moulin Rouge will keep spinning.
Wow.
I unfortunately.
Frankie, that was incredible.
Oh, thank you so much. I came with this topic last minute because my aunt is traveling to Paris right now, and she wants to go to Moulin Rouge.
Wow,
and immediately, I wish I could be there, but maybe someday. But early.
Go ahead.
But I think that diving deep in that vivid, bright atmosphere, especially in the beginning of the 20th century, it was so rebellious at that time. That's probably something we would never be able to comprehend fully, because now we have so much information, and there are so many things and that can be quite fascinating, and we have internet and access to so many things, videos, even AI videos, right? So it's hard to impress us. But can you imagine how it felt back in the day when people didn't have all that access to all this information, and seeing something so daring, so bold, so totally different from everyday life? It's like a celebration, but everyday celebration. So I really hope that one day I would travel there. I hope that our audience has the same opportunity too, but at least we can always see the musical. Thank you.
I would love to travel there, but as you say, in the meantime, I can enjoy the musical. Well, thank you so much, Frankie. This was a thoroughly researched and extraordinarily entertaining segment. You did a wonderful job for us, and I'm like I said, I want to go over there right now.
Yes.
So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Chuck. I really appreciate you giving me the space and time. Like back in the day, those talented dancers had their stage and their audience at Moulin Rouge, and it's an honor for me to have my space here with you, and I really appreciate that you are giving me that.
Well, I feel truly blessed to have you sharing this space of the New American Dream radio show with me, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chuck. It's really amazing to be able to tell about the things that I love, that inspire me, that touch me, some topics. So I'm really glad that I have the opportunity to have this segment and calling it Frankie's Stories. Something that is very dear to me.
Well, thank you much for sharing Frankie's stories with us here at the New American Dream Radio Show. And listeners, thank you for being here with us. We're just about to the end of our show. It's been a pleasure. I hope you'll be back with me next week and every week right here on the New American Dream Radio Show, streaming live from Revolution Radio. Thank you all, and good night.
Thank you very much. Thank you.